Hello YouTube, it's Trust, and welcome to the 8th episode of the Bear Hug Radio. The goal of this podcast is to get to know bears that add value to the community. I would like to thank my guy Sax for recommending me today's guest. If you want to help the channel out, why don't you use the comments down below to recommend the next guest on the podcast. And also, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button. It really helps the channel grow. Without further ado, we are joined by the funniest bear. Someone who is constantly in the VC, and overall, a cool dude. My guy, Shmoney. Where are you from?
I'm originally from New York, born and raised, but I stay in Miami now.
How's Miami this time of year?
I mean, normally around this time, we're expecting a lot of hurricanes and stuff like that, but that last hurricane that passed, it kind of like skipped over Miami, so we kind of got lucky there.
Here it's starting to get cold, so for you guys it's like tornado season, hurricane season, and...
Nah, it's hurricane season, but it's still, like right now I'm on the balcony in a tank top, shorts, you know, it's still 70, 80 degree on the average day. So we're still good out here. January, February, we might see a couple 40 and 50 days.
And even then, cold for you is not the same as cold for us.
Exactly. Like I said, I'm from New York, so I'm well prepared for I'm well versed in the ice culture. I've been through blizzards. I know what it's like. That's one of the reasons why I moved away from the north and moved down south. So, I'm all too familiar with the cold weather.
Totally get you, man. So I've been wanting to interview for a while. Like, I know you're always on the VC, always like really active and everything. But when I interviewed Sax, I'm like, who do you think I should interview? And you were the first name that popped up. So he vouched for you. He says he's like, you're gonna have a good time, and that guy's hilarious. So I was like,
shout out to Sax, man. Sax is my boy, bro. I love that guy. I love all the bear holders, man. You see me, I'm not active. I'm not that active just because I'm trying to like save my bags or whatever. No, I genuinely vibe with all you guys. So like, I enjoy it just as much as you guys do. Trust me.
I think it changed a little in the bear market, where there was mint season and everything, where everyone was just like going out to get the whitelist and stuff, and now there's no whitelist, so like people are on Discord just to like make friends and just like be chilling and stuff, and I think that's what's really cool about it.
No, for sure, bro. I mean, with me, there was a point in time, bro, where I literally tried everything. I tried to mint whatever the hell I can, but I got that fatigue, and then I realized that I wasn't even doing research. I was just minting for a flip. And that kind of, when you come from like almost the beginning of Solana, where there's 50 fucking mints a day, and and then now there's May 10, you kind of see the difference. And like now, to me, it's not the time to be minting. Like I'm only investing in projects that I like fully believe in, you feel me, or I know is about something,
Yeah. So what was your biggest win then, like from flipping?
I mean, in terms of value, I would say I flipped a D God for 50 SOL to 170 SOL, but that's when SOL was still like worth, I think, $100 or something. So it went from 5,000 to 17,000, and that was like within a couple days that happened. So that's my biggest one in regards to like value. But in my opinion, my biggest flip was my first one ever, like my first mint ever on Solana, like on any blockchain actually. And it was a Solstead, and I flipped it for 50, 60 SOL. This was when SOL was 240. So I ended up making like $8,000, and the mint was $40. The mint was 0.25 Solana, so it was like $40. And then ended up almost being $9,000 before like, fees and royalties and things like that. That to me was my biggest one, because that's what gave me the conviction to keep going.
Yeah, I know what you mean, man. I haven't made that good of a flip yet, but I mean, I minted my OK Bear, and now it's at 60, and at one point it was at 260. I mean, so for me that was my biggest W. Yeah, so
yeah, for sure. But you didn't sell it though?
No, I didn't sell, man. I'm still holding my mint bear.
Oh,
So
it's the same one. Okay, got you. Yeah, I mean, I'll tell you this, bro. I wouldn't count that yet, then, because you didn't realize the profit yet. So
yeah,
you could have, but you didn't. So that's really not really your biggest flip yet. Like you're still waiting on that. That's how I look
yeah,
at it, anyways. Yeah, it's not profit until you realize it, bro.
yeah. So I flipped the soul decoder. I mean, they were talking. It was at like 1 or 2, and then I flipped it at like 15. That was pretty cool. I made a few flips like that where in the mint season I minted like a dope heads, and I literally flipped it after like a minute that it was on sale. I put it on like at 12, and boom, it sold right away. So I
Right,
was
and
like,
and and what'd you get it for?
I minted for like 1 or 1.5, and like easy. Like I didn't even
Yeah,
hold it
that's
for
an
less than a
instant
minute.
flip. Yeah, for sure. Those are the best
Yeah,
ones,
cause
bro.
yeah. Yeah, I made a few of those, but like that's what made my small bag at the beginning, and then like as the bear market was going down, then I started like losing a bunch. So yeah, it's been cut down half at least because I don't know, I still believed and I still minted a few things. Wasn't working out, so
Well, I tell you,
yeah.
like, even during the bear market, though, bro, like, there's still tons of plays, Like, I would say at least once a month, there's going to be a project that if you aped everything, let's say you have 50 sold to your name and you just fucking aped all of it, there's going to be a project coming up soon that if you do that and you hold it for, like, maybe a couple days, it's going to give you a good return. Like, the last one I seen was ABC, you know?
Yeah.
And I had a chance to get ABC at a soul in 23 because I was around. I was in a group chat and they were talking about it. So I had a chance, but I'm like, I don't really like the art. I don't see it working. And then,
Yeah.
I know a dude who fucking grabbed as many as he could. I think he grabbed like 50 or something.
Holy
I know
shit.
dudes that grabbed 10, 15, 20, and what I'm saying is that there's still chances. You're still gonna get chances. It's not gonna be as many, but you're gonna get them. You just gotta be on point for it.
So which one is the next one? Give me that alpha right here.
I'm not gonna lie, I don't know, bro. Like I'm so focused on just the shit that I'm holding now and making sure that what I'm holding is legitimate and is gonna, sustain. That I can't even like tell you what's the next one if I haven't already experienced stuff with them or watched them, Like I'm gonna be
Yeah, I
honest.
totally get you.
Yeah.
I've been liquidated also, like trying to get as less as possible. For me, especially when I started, I aped into like botborgs. I don't know if you remember. I bought like
Yeah,
6
I
of
remember
them.
them.
I'm still holding them, but oh god, it hurts so much. Like I bought some at like 8 and stuff at the top, and now it's at like 0.7, 0.5. It's like it's hurting so much, man.
Man, I'll tell you this. I got a best bud in my wallet, right? I bought this best bud because SAC, right? Stone Ape Crew. All right, so when they went on their run to 100, I had sold my Stone Ape Crews at like 5. I bought a couple for cheap, and I sold them at like 5 sold because they're like left facing, and I don't believe left facing wins. So I didn't believe in them, Nevertheless, they run up to 100. In the midst of them running up to 100, you got best buds who are like the little brothers, I would say, of Stone Ape, or like the cousins. They started to run up. So I'm like, well, if I can't, if I'm not gonna ape into the sack, let me get one of these. So I bought one for 28 soul. I think right now it's worth like 3 soul, bro.
Yeah, that's rough, man. You
So
can never
there's
tell.
gonna be like there's more stories about L's like that than there are about W's. But people don't want to talk about that, to be honest. They rather just fill you up with all the wins and shit, but they won't talk about the losses. The losses hurt, man.
Yeah, I totally get you, man. Speaking of losses, man, did you hear about the latest news? You want to talk about I don't know, like the scum leaving and the D gods? What are your thoughts about Scum leaving and stuff? Like, do you think it's the end of the D gods and stuff? Do you think it's gonna go to 100? Do you think Utes is even gonna release anytime this year?
That's loaded. For one, I think the D God holders themselves are top notch. Like, they're assholes. Don't get it twisted. These guys are assholes, but they are very knowledgeable of this space. Let me tell you, these guys are very knowledgeable. I don't see them letting their project fail. However, they can't predict the bottom, just like no one else can predict the bottom. And when panic happens. If you're a team that is hailed as the number one project of Solana, you're supposed to set the example. You're supposed to, you're talking about overthrowing Bored Apes. This is what you guys were talking about. This is how you filled the whole space with this hopium. You talking about you're gonna flip Bored Apes. Let's get it together, because it looks bad on the whole Solana now. But more so it does look bad on D gods, because at the end of the day, the Bears aren't going out like that. I can say that confidently. I can say I know 100% the Bears are not going to mint something and the art not be done yet. I can tell you that 100%. I know how much these guys care about their art, to let something like that happen.
Definitely shows with the IP pack and everything, where they're like waiting to be perfect, man. That's the motto, man. To always be perfect. They're not gonna put out anything that's not perfect, man. And yeah, I get you, man. It's a fraternity, like D gods is a fraternity. It's a frat, man. People are really, really close intertwined. That's why it hurts, man. When like one guy leaves like that, Gum leaves, like it's hurting everyone right now.
Yeah, but I mean, it's showing that it's something deeper. When John Lay left, that was the red flag right there. When he left, like, why would you onboard the number one artist on Solana, like almost bar none? He's the number one artist on Solana, and let him get away. Why would you let that happen? That's a red flag in itself. Now the floor price kept going up regardless of what happened. So, people thinking the D gods, like, there's nothing you could do about it, But, unfortunate event after unfortunate event, it just looks bad.
Yeah, definitely, man. But do you think that Frank is succumbing to pressure, or do you think the zero royalties is a thing, and should it be a thing?
Frank, like, in my opinion, yeah, he is, because he's lashing out. Like, his tweets now aren't fun like they were. Now it's not fun anymore. Yeah. So it's definitely a shift. Something definitely shifted. Some people are definitely under more pressure than they were in July when they were talking about minting and stuff back then. Like, now, yes, it's a totally different conversation. I wish them the best, though, because if they win, we all win. That's how I look at it. If any Solana project can overthrow Bored Apes, come on, like, that's it. At that point, like, you really can't tell Solana anything. Like, we really are going to be the winners at the end of the day. Get that shit together, unless another project steps up, and whether it be OK Bears, whether it be Degen Apes, whether it be Solana Monkey Business, but I'm betting on the Bears.
Yeah, definitely, man. Now more than ever, with everything that's gonna come out. I mean, absolutely. I don't know. It's a long-term play, man. That's why, like, OK Bears is a long-term play, man. I don't think even with the IP pack, it's not gonna boost it to 100, 150. It might, with people's sentiment with the D-gods and everything going down. People might like ape in. With like their 300 that they make, I don't know, but I don't. It's a long play. It's a long-term play, and whenever like the IMG rolls in, and we start getting like a huge partnership, and then like the second drop in like a year or whatever, man, that's when it's gonna be like real pump. You know what I mean? Yeah. So let's talk about something positive, man. Let's talk about you. I want to know why do you call yourself Shmoney? Can you give me some background
that's
on
just,
that?
that's some, up north New York lingo, People call money Shmoney, something like that. So, Shout out to the hometown, shout out to the Bronx, shout out to New York.
I
Yeah.
thought there was a deeper meaning or something, or like a story
Nah,
behind it.
nah.
Yeah. So how did you get into NFTs? Like, what was your background before? Is it like anything linked with NFTs? Like,
Nah, man, I tell you, bro, like I didn't invest into crypto before NFTs. You feel me?
mhm.
The only crypto I invested into before NFTs was Bitcoin. That was the only one. I didn't look into any other coin or anything like that until NFTs came along. And I mean, like I don't know, bro. I was just, it was the middle of the pandemic. I'm getting money one way, that's got me feeling comfortable, that's got me nice, I'm set up there. So, during the pandemic, I'm looking at, different things. I hear about NFTs now. I've always liked art, so I seen people. I understood it from the get. All right, these are collectibles. One thing I can say is I've been around the internet, like in regards to social media, since like AIM. You remember AIM?
No, what is that?
That's like that was like it was AOL Instant Messenger, and
Oh,
that was where you
AOL,
could. Right, so I've been on the internet
MSN.
since then, so I know what the power of something as simple as a profile picture and people identifying part of the same crew. I know what that could do for the internet. I understand that. So that was my
Mhm.
introduction into Web3. And then I started, looking up NFTs, this, that, and the third. I hadn't invested. From when I started looking it up to the time I first invested in an NFT, it probably was around like 3 to 4 months of me doing research on it first. And then, what I would do was I would see a project before they met, and I would pick them without investing. I would start picking projects. And
Mhm.
one time I picked a project on Ethereum. They were called like the Sneaky Vampire Syndicate. And I knew they were going to go up. I knew it. So I'm like, I would mint this. But if this one goes up, then I know that I could do this, And then boom, they went up. Eventually they come down like most NFTs, but they went up. So that was my confirmation. And then I like Solana. I started on Ethereum, and then after like one mint that I didn't even get a chance to mint, I was like, I don't really like this. And then my boy put me onto Solana. He was into NFTs and stuff, and then he put me on the Solana.
Yeah, for me, it's like Solana was the first. Like I saw Ethereum, but with the gas fees and everything, like I had a smaller bag to start with. I wanted to like
Mm-hmm.
try it out. I wanted to see what it was all about and stuff, and then I just started. You can tell which ones are gonna pop off, but it's like when to sell is the hardest part, in my opinion.
Yeah, for sure. Especially, if you start getting like emotionally attached to your bags and stuff, That's one thing.
Yeah.
You should never like feel bad for selling, you know?
Yeah.
You know your financial situation better than anybody else, and if you know this is a smart play for your bag and for your future, then you make that play. You don't feel bad about it. And you
Yeah.
hope that it goes lower. You feel me? That's what you should do. Like that's what I advise anybody. Like when you know, like, yo, this hit a point where if I tell somebody I didn't sell at this point, they're gonna laugh at me. You feel me? I gotta sell. You get me?
Yeah.
You gotta
No,
sell it, and then you pray that it goes down so that you could get a better entry. This is if you like that bag, that means if you got faith in that project.
Yeah. So, what is your biggest holding aside from bears, maybe?
My biggest holding besides OK Bears, I don't really hold, and probably a Cats on Crack, but I'm trying to sell that shit. I ain't gonna lie, but I don't really hold too many other projects. I got a bunch of like small projects like Oak Paradise, Poverty Boys. Actually, I like Poverty Boys. I like what they doing over there. And there's a couple other new projects and stuff, but for the most part, bro, from what I've seen, I don't really like too many other projects but the Bears. Like I feel like the Bears are the only, like, and maybe it is biased, but they're the most genuine ones, Like in
Yeah,
my
definitely.
they're the most genuine out of all of these projects. Like they're probably the only ones that are not lying to us. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
if anything, they get slayed because they tell the truth. Because they, when they do fuck up, they admit that they fucked up or something. And other ones are trying to hide it. Like anyone can go and talk to to the founders whenever they want. Founders always around to talk. So transparency is there for the most part.
The biggest sentiment is that the Bears hold the information in. Do you think that's a good thing or a bad thing?
I mean, at the end of the day, I'm bullish on being professional and running this like a business and making sure that all the I's and T's, is dotted and slashed. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm big on that. And the Bears coming with an IMG deal and keeping that under wraps until the day of. You get me?
Yeah, definitely.
That's more bullish than it leaking and people finding out, and then before they could even announce it. So I'm bullish on that because we're making big plays. These are big moves we're making. If they want to sign a deal with any Web2 brand, they gotta learn how to keep it on the hush, until it's time to let it go, because that's how branding works.
Yeah, definitely, because it's been brought up, like, Frank's age and stuff, and like, because in sports we all like the 21-year-olds, 22-year-olds are like the shit, right? They younger is better. And even when you think about the tech space, like people tend to think that the younger people know better, right? But who would you be more comfortable running your NFT business? Someone who is young and full of energy and full of like I don't know, like,
I mean, I don't know. I don't know, because I know that there's 40-year-old founders right now whose projects are fucking shit,
Yeah, definitely.
I know. So it's not. I think it depends on the person, man. It depends on the actual, people themselves, not so much their age. Because, what I'm saying, for what it's worth, Frank brought that however old he is, 20-something years old, he brought a project to freaking 600 soul floor at one point.
Yeah.
Gotta give him that. Whatever you say, you gotta give him that. There's nothing else to say about it, So, shout out. That's what I'm saying. Shout out to them, because the holders were part of that too. The holders. Some people say they form like a cult, like society and stuff like that, and it is what it is. Like they really believe, and to be honest, Bears could hope to achieve that type of loyalty from the community. We pray for that kind of loyalty and commitment that they have, So shout out to the D gods, man. I don't want it to seem like, anything more than what it is.
Yeah, definitely.
Let me ask you though, from your perspective, like, if you could hold any other project, like, besides Bears and things like that, like, what project aren't you holding that you want to get a hold of?
Projects that I really like are like Foxy, like the Foxes are really cool. They're a bit more pricey. Definitely D gods, man. Like, yeah, there's a bad sentiment right now, but like, if I had the youth list, I probably would have sold at like 140, 120. Might have bought back in, but yeah, that would be something I really wanted. But you're looking at Tios. Tios is really tight community. Like, if I had 100 soul right now, what would I do with it? I'd probably buy 2 bears, because like, I'm all in.
Facts. What about Blacksmith?
Yeah, Blacksmith's another, like, even Blocksmith is kind of like an affiliate of D gods, like, it's not really, like, he was part of the D gods, still is. But Blocksmith is solid. They're builders, that definitely. But yeah, there's so many good projects out there that are either, like at 10, at 30. I tend to look at them a lot. Cats and Crack, I minted too. I fumbled them big time. I won't even tell you at how much I freaking sold them at, man. I minted too, so just to tell you, give you an idea. Lately, Critters Cult, I missed. So Dead, I also missed. Oh yeah, sorry, man. An SMB, that would be another one. Like, that's like a stable coin right there. So if I were like if I had like a Parker's bags right now, if I had Parker's bags, I'd buy probably an SMB. At least one, just to hold one. Because everyone says, like, you gotta hold at least one. And then I would buy more bears.
Like, if you hold the SMB, like, you feel me? You're made. It's like you're made and shit.
Because at one point, like, we doubled the SMB. Jelly Rascals is still a new project at 64. It seems like it's very positive right now. Like, the Jelly Rascals. Some smaller cat projects, probably Vandals and stuff like that. Degen Ape. I mean, Degen Apes, like, they've been here for a while too, you know, but definitely Tios, SMB, and D Gods are communities I would want to ape in, you know. How about you? What about you, man?
I think the only ones I want besides Bears, I really do want an SMB, because I do feel like that's like the, you know, number one, it is stable as shit for the most part. But, you know, it is like a, you know, you grab one of those and you kind of, you know what you're doing if you grab one of those. Let's put it like that. You know, people aren't just buying those just to, you know, just to flex them. Nah, they buying those to go tap in with that community. You know, see what's going on. You know, with, you know, Insta whitelist. You feel me? Like, everything. You know, them boys must get it all. So, you know, you want to go tap in with that crowd. So, yeah, you know, maybe like SMB, bro.
Let's talk about the Giants, man. Super Bowl or bust?
Man, you wanna, come on, bro. Oh man, we looking like we was back in like 2006, and come on,
Eli Manning, the good old Eli Manning day. So I'm like a big Giants fan also. Like, I've been a Giants fan since day one, man. Like, I am from Montreal, right? So like, I don't have, I don't know, like, I'm not born anywhere where there's you have to like that city, you know what I mean? But so that's what's pretty cool. I liked them way before like Tom Brady era and shit, and then like loved them even more when they're like David and Goliath.
So you was a Giants fan back with Tiki Barber.
Yeah, Tiki Barber and Amari Toomer, and you know, like
Michael Strahan,
Knicks, Victor. I have a Victor Cruz jersey, so man, those are the good days. But
oh yeah, the Giants are playing lovely, bro. Couldn't ask for a better start.
Do you go see games often?
Nah, I mean Giants games. I've been to Giants games as a kid and stuff, but not really as an adult.
Okay.
I'm in Miami, so I don't really fly to New York for Giants. I don't fly to Jersey for the Giants games. You know, we go to games out here though, like, you know, the Dolphins, the Marlins, the Heat.
Yeah, I've never been to a basketball game, and that would be something really cool to do. Like, go see a basketball game. Like, Toronto's not too far. Like, I also went when I was young. Like, my father asked him like, hey, what do you want for your birthday? I'm like, I want Giants tickets. So like, he bought me Giants tickets, and we went. It was super awesome. It was like Eli Manning against Phillip Rivers, and LaDainian Tomlinson were playing. So I don't know, like, if that docs my. I honestly don't remember. I just remember being there and be like, look, that's LT, man, right there. That was a long time ago, but I went back. Like, me and my friends, we used to we used to go to like a football game a year, and we just like road trip to it. We went to the Bills, we went to Pittsburgh, we went to New York, we went to the Patriots. We also went to Baltimore. So I'm really into football, that's why. So
yeah, you ain't never come to Miami games?
It's a bit far, man. It's like a 28 hour drive.
Yeah, nah, that shit is far. I mean, to Montreal, that's crazy.
Yeah, no, I'd probably have to take the plane for sure. But then, I don't know, with COVID and everything, like, it was just like, nah, I'm not flying anywhere. Like, I went to Korea this summer for my wedding and stuff, but aside from that, no.
For your wedding?
Yeah, I got married there.
All right, congratulations, bro.
Hey man, thanks. Yeah, my wife's Korean. We met there when I lived there for like 4 years, so we went back just for the wedding. So it was really cool.
Congratulations on that, man.
Yeah, thanks, man. So do you play fantasy football, or just like you just enjoy watching it?
Nah, I don't play fantasy football. I never played fantasy football. I bet though, you know. I'm not that good at betting, I ain't gonna lie.
I was just about to say, you should buy some Bet3, man.
I actually have one.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, I love Cody, man. Cody's the shit, man. And Ron, who's a mod in Bet3, was my first interview for my podcast. So,
but I liked what I read. That's why I read something, a thread about him, and I liked it. And I was like, all right, I'm gonna get one of these guys.
Well, I usually end it with asking you, who do you think I should interview next? Or like, do you have any recommendations of people that are doing great things in the OK Bear?
Yeah, you talked to Strike.
Yeah, Strikes already.
That's one off the top. Strike. You told me you talked to Sax. You talked to Sammy, I assume, right?
I haven't done Sammy yet, so
Come on,
he's on my list, definitely.
Yeah, that's the one right there.
Yeah.
All right, a good guy, man. All of them though. Parker, Glock, they know up, man. They know what they building over there. Keep doing your thing though, man. I appreciate it, man. For real.
All right, sounds good, man.
All right, man. Say it, bro.
Okay, ciao. Thanks a lot. Thank you for watching the Bear Hug Radio. This is the end of the episode, and I hope you liked it. Please hit the like and subscribe button. It really helps my channel grow. Why don't you use the comments down below and nominate your favorite OK Bear?